many people say, where do I begin? I got people all the time asking me questions on health. Well, I want to begin with this presentation today called The Battle of the Bulge. I want to keep fit. I want to keep my body in the best condition as possible. What motivates me? I want to avoid, chronic disease. I want to live a long, healthful life. My body's the temple of the Holy Spirit. And I feel better. I feel better physically. I feel better mentally. I like to have energy. I went to the fitness center with my stepson, Jonathan, and he's really interested in weightlifting and bodybuilding. Well, that's something I'm very well versed in because I did it for years. In fact, I used to compete on an amateur level. I was very strong. I was very much in shape. And so we went to the gym. We played 2 games of racquetball, and I won, by the way. And then we lifted weights. And I was surprised at the amount of weight that I could still lift at my age because I haven't been doing heavy bodybuilding or heavy weightlifting. And I was doing reps with 205 pounds. And I saw that my strength was building fast. So anyway, I want to keep in shape. I want to look good. It's not for vanity, it's for health reasons. It's also that I was created in the image and the likeness of God, and I want to take care of myself. So for you watching out there today, that maybe you want to know about health and what program you can follow to get in the best shape of your life, maybe lose a few unwanted pounds, maybe you have hypertension, maybe you have the beginning of diabetes, maybe you have high cholesterol, and you just want to really dedicate your life to getting in better shape. This is where you want to begin today with this series on health and wellness. So looking at the battle of the bulge, let me say this to you. There are so many obese people and overweight people in the United States of America. The projection now for 2020 is that 80% of men will be overweight or obese. That's right. That's quite a statistic. Right now, it's like 70% of the population is fat or obese. We even look at the children. We see that they're gaining a lot of weight. They're getting even adult onset diseases. Well, this is a good place for you to learn how you can get in the best shape of your life. I've been in the health food business for over 30 years. I've owned health food stores. I've done national infomercials. I've done programs on radio for 16 years in the past. I've lectured all over to the world. But one thing I do understand is that people struggle because there seems to be a diet controversy. That's right, a diet controversy. Just looking at this slide confuses you. In fact, it says Dr. Oz's 100 weight loss tips. For the 100th episode of the Dr. Oz Show, he'll share 100 surefire weight loss tips. 100 tips? But you turn the channel to the Livin' La Vida Low Carb Show, and then we read here that Dan Singer recommends eating a diet that minimizes starches, added sugars, and animal fat from meat and dairy foods. For rapid weight loss, he recommends focusing on fruits, on vegetables, egg whites, soy products, skinless poultry breasts, fish, shellfish, non-fat foods, and 95% lean meat. Now, if you went to Dr. McDougall, he would talk about the benefits of starch from oatmeal, from brown rice, from baked potatoes. And certainly Dr. McDougall isn't going to promote skinless poultry breasts because he realizes that the cholesterol content in that skinless chicken breast is nearly the same as it is in red meat. So he also would not be promoting eating 95% lean meat. He wouldn't be promoting the non-dairy or the non-fat dairy foods, certainly not shellfish, which is traditionally higher in cholesterol. Also, he stays away from the fish, even the egg whites. So if you went to Dr. T. Colin Campbell, if you went to Dr. Lorraine Day, if you went to Charlotte Gerson, if you went to Dr. Neil Barnard, you would find that all of these people that are well known, that are in shape, are promoting a high complex carbohydrate, low fat, low protein diet, excluding all animal foods. That's right. I'm talking about a plant-based diet is the best, I believe, for you today. But again, looking at the covers of these books, you have the Atkins New Diet Revolution, remember, promoting a high protein, high fat diet, low carbohydrate. And we realize that many people did not do very well with that diet. They may have lost some weight because it threw them in a state of ketosis, like they were in a diabetic state, forcing the body to burn the fat while they're not getting those good foods that God created from the earth. It's all of a sudden that baked potatoes, brown rice, and oatmeal, they're the curse of the earth. Those are good, nutritious foods that are high in complex carbohydrates, great fuel for the human body. I had a big bowl of steel-cut oats this morning. I threw in a few raisins and sliced bananas and almond milk. It was a delicious breakfast. It filled me up, and I feel great. Now look at here. You got the new cabbage soup diet, the flat belly diet, the virgin diet, the lifestyle diet plan, and the South Beach diet. Where do you begin? What you got to understand is that diet is business. That's right. They're always marketing diets because there's 70% of the people in the country are overweight. So why wouldn't you want to go on a diet? Well, what the book here, I should say, that I feel is the most accurate is right here, Lifestyle Diet Plan. See, that's the difference. We're not talking about diet gimmicks, something that you're going to lose weight for a while, but as soon as you start eating normal again, you're going to put it all back on and maybe more. So what we need to learn is not a quick fix diet plan, but a lifestyle plan that you can adjust to and practice to maintain adequate body weight. So if you look here, here's another one that's very interesting. The one-day diet, lose up to 2 pounds in a day. Now, what are they promoting that you eat? 1 boiled egg, 1 cup black coffee with artificial sweeteners, and a half of a grapefruit for breakfast. 10 a.m. snack, 2 whole wheat crackers and a cup of coffee with artificial sweeteners. Lunch, 3 half celery stalks, 1 canned tuna fish, 1 cup black coffee with artificial sweetener, and then dinner, 3 ounces of chicken, skinless chicken, and 7 to 8 cauliflower florets. Now evaluate that diet a minute. You know, one thing I see that's most prominent there is coffee, coffee, coffee. What are you getting? You're jacking the body up with caffeine to try to maintain the energy because you're eating such a diet that's so low in calories that it's not going to give you the sustainability that you need throughout the day. So here you have a couple eggs, you have the cholesterol, you got the fat, you got the animal protein, you got the conditions of the animals today when 100 million chickens died of chicken leukemia in 1967. Then your snack is a couple crackers and more coffee, and again, some celery stalks and tuna fish and chicken. And so what you see here is protein, 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 very low in complex carbohydrate, and this is supposed to be the diet that you can eat to lose up to 2 pounds in a day. Isn't that great? Well, let's take a look here and try to get educated in paying attention to the food pyramid. This is your plan for healthy food choices. Well, you know what the pyramid is designed to teach you is that as you get to the top of the pyramid, those foods you want to eat the least of. Now, what's at the top of the pyramid? Oils, margarine, butter, donuts, chocolate, candy, things of that nature. In the second one there from the top, you got the protein foods, the meat, the fish, the eggs, the beans, the peas. And then in the third group, what do you have? Milk, cheese, yogurt, the dairy products. Then in group 4, fruits and vegetables. And group 5, bread, cereals, and potatoes. Now, the Atkins revolution and what many people are going to now is, let's just cut out number 6. We need to get away from those starches. Isn't that interesting? Yet the country promotes eating a high complex carbohydrate as very beneficial to men. Well, high complex carbohydrates are great for fuel, great for roughage. They contain nutrients, proteins, fats. They can have carbohydrates in there. But I like the grains, but don't overdo them. I like a balanced diet with number 4. Eat a lot of fresh produce, a lot of vegetables. I like to make the majority of my meal fresh vegetables. Have a protein source, have some grains. I cut out all dairy products, cut out all of the animal-based foods, and definitely cut out the trash foods at the top of the pyramid. That's one place you can start. Have a dish, you know, and here's your round dinner dish, and it's divided into 4 groups. So you have, let's say, broccoli, you have green beans, you have salad, and then you can have your protein type dish. Maybe it's a vegetarian lasagna, maybe it's some beans, you know, that are nicely fixed. Maybe it's a different type of dish that's going to give you some of that, you know, protein type source with lentils. Maybe it's a lentil stew, something like that. So I like to eat a lot of the vegetables because that's going to keep my stomach flat. Do you understand? It's going to keep the stomach flat. So a high fat, high sugar diet. Look at the pictures here, okay? This is the worst for you. You got to look at the fat and the protein content in the burgers that are served at these fast food restaurants today. You want to stay away from fast food restaurants like they're the curse. They're filled with fat. They're filled with protein. You get enriched white buns, usually for your burgers. You get some iceberg lettuce, and then you got these dead cucumbers you call pickles, and then the vegetable source is what? A few pieces of diced onion. Maybe you get yourself some ketchup, so there's a tomato for you, and then you have yourself probably cheese and bacon, or look at that pizza at the bottom there. It's loaded with fat. That's the problem with that fast food there. It's deficient in nutrients, it's enriched. It's also very high in animal fat. Fat that clogs the arteries, that increases your risk for cancer, all types of chronic disease, even diabetes. And then on the right, what do we find with soda pops and candy? See, this is the diet traditionally that most Americans choose from. They like the fat, they like the protein, they like the fast food, they like the candy, they like the soda pop. In fact, I think there's a great addiction of Americans to these types of food. Well, when you look at those sodas, many of them are caffeinated. The caramel coloring has problems. The phosphoric acid can cause acid reflux in there. It can displace calcium. It can lead to osteoporosis. Okay, it's carbonated. There's so many things wrong, even the 11 teaspoons of sugar in some of those drinks. But the other thing is when you look at the candy below, artificial flavors, red dye number 40, yellow number 6, and the list goes on. It's nutritionally deficient. It has no nutritional value. The junk foods are naked calories. All they're doing is putting more fat on you and not contributing to your health in any way, but actually leading you to have lower immune function. So here's proof. And this is from the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases. It says right there, ages 20 and older, more than 2/3, 68.8% of adults are considered to be overweight or obese, and more than 1/3, that's 35.7% of adults are considered to be obese. And here you see it again. From the same source, we're finding here that there is some extreme obesity, and it points out here, if you notice, in the black culture, the black community, what do we see as far as the statistics on being overweight and obese? 76.7. And look at Hispanics, 78.8. Can you imagine the amount of obesity and the amount of people that are fat today? It's because of the dietary choices that they are making every day. So when you look at this statistic from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on overweight and obesity, it says here again that obesity-related conditions include heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and certain types of cancer and some of the leading causes of preventable death. The estimated annual medical cost of obesity in the United States was $147 billion, and that was in 2008. So these reputable sources, like the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, they prove to us that this country is in dire straits. We are in a serious condition. And here's the connection. Listen to me carefully. The greater the body mass, the greater chances of your increase in chronic disease. The greater the body mass, the greater your chances of heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. Please wake up to this fact. You're not going to get heart disease and diabetes and cancer eating plenty of the fresh fruits and the fresh vegetables, the legumes, the nuts, the seeds, okay, the beans that God has put on this earth for us. So here's your rule today. You want to get in shape. You want to lose those unwanted pounds, maybe that battle with the bulge. Here's what you got to learn. Eat whole food in whole form and as close as the Creator's design as possible. No, I don't throw out the oat groats. I don't throw out the oat flakes. I don't throw out the brown rice. I don't throw out other whole grains, but I don't overeat of those. I eat a balanced diet. So I will have the complex carbohydrates. I will eat plenty of fresh fruits and fresh vegetables. I will include some nuts and seeds, and I'll include a lot of beans and a lot of legumes. And there's so many different recipe books out there. So here's the proof again from National Geographic that the greater the amount of body mass, the greater the amount of chronic diseases. These are the killers of America. Heart disease, a leading killer. You have type 2 diabetes, liver disease, colon cancer, osteoarthritis, and even stroke. So you see clearly in this slide that body mass equals chronic disease. That's what the article was proving to you. So there's danger, according to even National Geographic. There's danger, according to the Center and Disease Control, that the greater your body weight, the greater your likelihood of getting these deadly diseases. That means increased amputation, increased heart disease, increased blindness, possibly terminal disease with a few years to live, great suffering, insulin injections the rest of your life. Is that the way you want to live? No. Well, I want to teach you today how you can be set free from the battle of the bulge and this mass that we're carrying around today. And it's going to begin with this. I want you to start using your hands that are perfectly designed for picking. See, every finger's a different length, but when you turn them, watch, they're all the same length, perfectly designed for picking as God created man and put him into a garden, picking the grapes, picking the apples, picking those beautiful pears. See, those are good foods. They're high in enzymes. They have in there a lot of potassium, electrolytes, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. The colors contain the antioxidant. That's great food. So I eat a lot of fresh produce, but I stay away from the animal-based foods, because I don't want heart disease. Really, I don't. So many people suffer from heart disease. I watch the saturated fat. The cholesterol, I'm not going to get it in plant-based foods. I'm only going to get it in the animal-based foods. And the higher cholesterol, not only heart disease, but cancer. Absolutely. So excess protein, excess fat, cholesterol, antibiotics and hormones are all going to contribute to what? Chronic disease and an early death. So let's learn to stay away from these foods as you look at these pictures. Lots of red meat. Look at the marbling in that meat. Look at the white fat in that meat. It contributes to the heart disease, the cancer, stroke, diabetes, all of it here. And even the chickens today, the way they're processed, there's a lot of dirty birds, there's a lot of salmonella, there's a lot of E. coli, there's a lot of problems with the poultry today, and they're mass produced. There's a lot of cancer in these chickens, and remember, de-skinned chicken breast may have the same or close to the same amount of cholesterol as the red meat. So as you analyze this and look at the amount of fat, protein, even the sodium and the calories that are in these types of food, please notice at the top you got Burger King Original Whopper with cheese is 1,150 calories. Notice the fat content. The American Diabetic Association, they're going to tell you 35% fat in a daily diet, is what you want to strive for. I say that's way too high. I believe we can reverse diabetes, but it's not going to be with 35% fat or grams of fat. It's got to be less than that. How about more like 20? 25 is a peak coming from fat, but vegetable fats. But look at this as you study that. 76 grams of fat. That's 3 days worth of fat, but it's coming from animal sources. So it's saturated fat. That's going to put on unwanted pounds, and it's not good for you at all. Even this little 6-inch personal pan cheese and pepperoni pizza, just that little 6-inch pizza is giving you the day's amount over the recommended fat grams I should have in a day. Remember, I want to stay fit. I want a flat stomach. I want to tone my body. I want good, healthy circulation. I want my blood to get to my mind that I may think clearly and be able to represent my Maker with good health and a clear countenance. You notice the skin? It's because we eat right. We take care of ourselves. Then at the bottom, what do we find? Coca-Colas, caffeine, 68 grams of sugar, 240 calories, unwanted pounds, no nutritional value. And then there's the Skittles, red 40, blue 1, yellow 5, yellow 6, again, 251 calories. So the top two contribute to heart disease, and the bottom two, no nutritional value. No nutritional value. This is an amazing report that by 2020, 80% of men will be overweight, the study shows. 8 out of 10 men, almost 7 in 10 women will be overweight or obese by 2020, the report that was published from The Guardian. How about we go back to the pyramid? Now watch this slide carefully and we take away those top choices. What if we just eat in the bottom 3? We eat with the fruits and the vegetables, and we get the whole grains and the beans and the legumes and the nuts and the seeds. A diet with no meat or dairy. Yesterday when I was at the gym, I'm playing racquetball. And I'm sitting there having a great game, and when I'm done, I came out and sat down and was talking to a friend of mine that plays there regularly. And he said to me, years ago I was talking to you about a plant-based diet, and I was kind of opposed to that. But now I'm very interested. You notice that more people in the country are going plant-based. They're going vegan. You can go to restaurants now, vegetarian items everywhere. I walk into Walmart, healthy entrees. You got meat substitutes now. Fake turkeys, fake chicken made from soy, made from mushrooms, made from gluten type things that there's not even the animal foods in them now. It's become mainstream. That's my point. More and more people are getting on board because they want to live a good, healthy life and stay away from these chronic diseases. So things are changing. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, things are changing. Look at these books and read the titles of these books. The 95% vegan diet. We don't want to freak anybody out by going 100% now. You don't have to be completely vegan, all right? But on the left, this is a big one. Lifestyle diet plan, easy and effective solution, slim and smart body, naturally, and I like this word, permanently. I weigh right now what I weighed in high school. Do you understand? When I was 17 years old, I'm going to be 64, and I weigh the same. My stomach's flat. I'm still in shape. My body's responding to weightlifting and exercising. and I follow that lifestyle diet plan. So when you analyze these foods, contrary to those burgers and those Skittles and the Coca-Colas and the pizzas, what do we see here? We see that 1 cup chopped broccoli will give you 0 cholesterol. That means no heart disease. That means it's not going to contribute to cancer. It's going to help fight cancer. But you also have 0.4 grams of fat. That's very low. See, 1 gram of fat is like 9 calories. I mean, it's giving you more calories the more fat you eat. So if I want a lower calorie diet, which means less weight gain, then I want to eat a diet that's low in fat but high in nutritional value. That's another key. Whole food in whole form, as close to the Creator's design as possible, but low fat, high nutritional food choices. You got that? So the broccoli fits perfectly. Look at the black beans. 1 cup black beans will give you 15 grams of protein, 1 gram of fat, and even just 2 milligrams of sodium. But here's something interesting, that if you took the 1 cup broccoli and the 1 cup of black beans, you got 1.4 grams of fat, you got 17.6 grams of protein, and you only got 258 calories. Did you get it? So could you imagine 258 calories? Now I ate 2 cups of broccoli and 2 cups of beans. That's going to be about 500 calories, and I'm stuffed. So instead of eating that burger that's 1,100 calories, how about I use these plant-based foods that give me the fuel, the complex carbohydrate, give me the protein and the fats that I need in whole food form as God created it, and I'm getting low fat, high potassium, low sodium, right? I'm getting protein to build strong muscles. Isn't that powerful? So then I put in some almonds, let's say. That's 23 almonds. Let's divide that in half. Let's say it's 12 almonds. That's going to be 7 grams of a monosaturated fat, which is a healthier fat, and you're going to be getting 3 grams of protein if I cut that in half. And then at the bottom, you got the cup of oatmeal, 3.2 grams of fat, 6 grams of protein. So if I just had those foods in a day, I could say here that I got 31 calories, that's 250 calories, divide that one in half, 250, that's 330 calories, 400, 500 calories only. If it takes 3,500 calories to make a pound, I got 500 calories, and in that food sources there, what am I getting? I'm getting about 10 grams of fat. 10. Remember the burger? 76 grams of fat. I got 10 grams of fat. I have high fiber, and I look at the protein content there. Again, I got myself 17.6 and 3, 20.6, and then on the oatmeal, 26.6. That's like a day's requirement of protein just in those food choices. Isn't that exciting? So I have the oatmeal in the morning. I chop the almonds, put it on there, put some almond milk on there. For lunch, have a big salad. A big salad is not going to contribute with lots of calories. You know, you may get some more protein by throwing some garbanzo beans on there, and then you have broccoli, you have green beans, you have more salad at night, and a big bowl of fresh beans or cooked beans, healthy beans. Wouldn't that be powerful to have a diet like that? So how about we make a commitment today? There's your high fat, your high sugar diet right there. And we say no to the meat. No to the meat. And I want to make a challenge to you today. How about a challenge? Do this for 10 days. You know, in the Bible, Daniel chapter 1, it was a 10-day program. Then he said, look at us. Look at us when we're done with this program, and look at those that eat at Burger King Nebuchadnezzar's diners, eats at the Golden Arches of McDonald's, and those type of places, those that are eating the king's meat and drinking his wine. Look at us compared to them in 10 days if we eat God's plan, the pulse and the water. Give me vegetables. Give me a plant-based diet. So he said no to the meat. He said no to the dairy, no to the sodas, no to the donuts. And he said, give me pulse. Now look at the colors here. Look at how beautiful as we replace these foods that contribute to fat and obesity and the bulge that so many people are carrying around. Look at those foods. Just feast your eyes on that. So what one looks more appealing? Eating a dead animal, the body, the carcass of a dead animal, pulling the flesh off its bones, a dead carcass, or picking the live, fresh, healthy, colorful, phytochemical, antioxidant, rich, potassium-loaded foods that God created from the earth. So friends, this is just lesson 1. It's your choice. It's your choice. You can eat wherever you want. You can choose the lifestyle on the left and hit the fast food restaurants and eat to your heart's desire, or you can eat smart. You can eat smart. Look at the lifestyle on the right. Exercise, a good plant-based diet, and good nutrition. Isn't that beautiful? So what will you choose today? Well, let's have a motto. One must eat to live, not live to eat. How about that? One must eat to live, not live to eat. That's a beautiful saying. And look at the choices again on the picture in front of your eyes. Isn't that beautiful? So what are we seeing now? A paradigm shift that people want to get healthy. There's a diet health revolution on in America. I think you all realize that. You know, Whole Foods Market, you go into your supermarket, there's all these health sections now. You know, it isn't weird or freakish to be a plant-based eater today, a vegan. See that bottom left picture there? We're talking about a battle with the bulge. You want a tighter stomach? You want a slimmer stomach? Then eat wise, eat smart, make the right choices. So the original Bible diet, it's what I'm holding out to you today. You don't have to read the ingredients. You don't have to read any ingredients. This is what God gave in Genesis 1:29. And God said that he will give you every herb bearing seed and the fruit of every tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. So when you choose smart, when you choose a plant-based diet, what do you find? It's high in alkalinity. Yes, it's going to help the body stay well, the immune function. It's going to keep things in balance. It's going to ward off those chronic diseases. It's going to keep you from acid reflux because we're eating it the way God gave it. There's no cholesterol. There's no saturated fat. Oh, you'll get some saturated type fats in coconut and palm kernel, you know, and those are even healthier fats, but don't overdo them. But you're not getting the hormones to make the animals grow faster. That makes the breast cancer grow faster and the uterine and the colon cancer to grow faster. You're getting phytochemical rich plant foods high in antioxidants that have a vital force, that have live enzymes and that fiber to keep your colon clean. See, people don't understand that when you talk about antioxidants, there's so many beautiful things that antioxidants do. They keep your kidneys, your vision, they help with your sleep, your respiratory, they're anti-aging, they protect the liver, they even affect the dental health and the immune system. So you want to always eat those foods, as I showed you, that are rich in antioxidant because they got the color. Isn't that powerful? God gave us these beautiful plant foods from nature, and we need to learn to eat those. So looking at a healthier raw food pyramid without the donuts and all the sugars and the butters and the fats at the top, we have a raw food pyramid that's really, I think, the trend in this country. As I said, there's a diet revolution that many people are migrating to. They're eating healthier than ever before. And at the bottom here, it's not all the grains. What is it? Green leafy vegetables. Isn't that beautiful? The leaves of the trees are for the healing of the nation, and God gave the green herb of the field, chlorophyll, sulforaphane, all these powerful antioxidants and cancer fighters, kale, collards, you got chard, dandelion, all these beautiful green leafy foods that will build the blood, will spike the immune system to function where God wants it to function. It will help cleanse and detoxify the human body. So we see here leafy greens. We see here fruits and vegetables. Also sprouts and legumes. Sprouting is a great thing. It's so easy today. You know, there's a study done at Johns Hopkins that they took sprouted broccoli seeds and they found that they were 40 times higher in a cup of broccoli sprouts than regular broccoli in the cancer fighter sulforaphane. Isn't that beautiful? So sprouted grains, sprouted seeds, sprouted legumes, even lentil sprouts, sunflower sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, red clover sprouts, so many varieties today. And a lot of people are getting in the sprouting. Is so easy. You get a sprouting jar, sprouting tray. You do it right on your kitchen counter. Then we move up on this raw food pyramid, and what do we see? Flax and hemp seeds. You know, I take flaxseed every day, the hemp seeds. There's oils in these seeds and even in these nuts that are beneficial. Take, for instance, walnut oil. They're finding that the walnut is very beneficial for the heart. The flax seeds that are high in omega-3 fatty acids, that's great for the brain. It's great for your heart, your cholesterol, your triglycerides, your immune function. It balances hormones. It increases the oxidant content to the cells. You know, it's fabulous for warding off disease. It's a cancer preventative. So these seeds, even the sunflower seeds for women wanting to balance hormones and to prevent having those menopausal symptoms, sunflower seeds, take a tablespoon a day is very wise. A tablespoon of flaxseed oil. You know, some people mix the flax and some olive oil together and use it in their salad dressing. It's a good combination. I like to use flaxseed oil even on a baked potato, very beneficial. So include sprouts, plenty of green leafy vegetables, fruits and vegetables, and get those seeds and some of those nuts. And then you move up, and what are we finding now? People are into the juices. You have wheatgrass juice. You have green smoothies today. You have microgreens. Isn't that beautiful? You have a whole variety in your local supermarkets today. So get those herbs. Herbs are healers. Herbs are cleansers. You know, we look at milk thistle, cleansing the liver, juniper berries, corn silk, parsley, cleansing the kidneys. You look at wild indigo for the lymphatic system, red clover for the blood, the greens, the chlorophyll, blood builders, blood cleansers, blood purifiers. I talk about wheatgrass as a detergent of the bloodstream. So moving now up even higher, there's nutritional yeast, things that fall into this category, where you get these superfoods again, and seaweed. You know, our Super Manna product has purple dole seaweed in it. When I think of seaweed, I think of iodine, I think of trace minerals. You know, the ocean is very mineral rich. My body was made from the earth. Okay, I'm a bunch of minerals and I need to replenish those minerals. Okay, so let's start adding to our daily routine this new lifestyle where you're going to eat smart to have that flat stomach and fight that battle with the bulge. You won't have no battle with the bulge if you do what I'm telling you today. And this is where you start. You open up your cabinets at home, you open up your pantry at home, and you take an inventory. And you start removing things that aren't healthy for you. Let's say white flour products, things that are filled with sugar, white salt, okay? White flour, white sugar, white salt, the whites. Let's start removing those, and in their place, let's add healthier articles of foods and condiments that we can now use on a daily basis that are not going to contribute to disease, but will contribute to wellness. So when you study out the health benefits of a plant-based diet, a vegan diet, and this I happened to pick up on a website called nursingdegree.net because I wanted to show you it was from the medical profession. Okay? It's not just some raw food enthusiast out there or some vegan trying to promote the cause. This is from health professionals, and they acknowledge that when you eat a food like the pictures on the right, when you're eating those plant-based foods that God gave you, you will have lower body mass. Now, if greater body mass increases your risk of chronic disease, then think, lower body mass is going to decrease your chances of getting heart disease, diabetes, and cancer, right? So we want to eat a diet without those saturated fats from the beef and the chicken and the pork, all right, and the shellfish, all right? You also are going to have lower blood cholesterol levels. That's right. If you quit eating the foods with cholesterol, your body's cholesterol will drop. I've seen one woman in our cooking classes, she came to me and said, my cholesterol dropped 100 points in 1 week. When you eat a diet such as I'm advocating today, ladies and gentlemen, with no saturated fats, you're going to eat foods without cholesterol, guess what's going to happen? You got a lower chance of heart attacks. So the ideal, truly, if you want to prevent any heart attack, was based on the Framingham Heart Study, and that was 160 is where you want your cholesterol to be. But I would say definitely no higher than 180. Keep it under 180 and preferably about 160, okay, if you want to prevent those heart attacks. You're going to also benefit with lower blood pressure without all the fat and saturated fat and cholesterol and increasing that exercise. And so you're going to see diabetes also. Your blood sugar levels are going to normalize if your pancreas is working efficiently. And so when you get off the sugars and the refined foods and the fatty foods and the high protein fast foods, you're going to find blood pressure will change, cholesterol will change, and now you're protecting your heart and preventing heart attacks. Okay, then moving on, when you choose a diet like this where you're eating smart, a new lifestyle program, you always want to think fiber. The big F. Fiber. Fiber is undigested plant materials that are going to sweep the colon. So we want to have healthy elimination, and the way you have healthy elimination is by high fiber. But in those fibers even, you can lower cholesterol. You can bind with heavy metals and get them out of the body. So a high fiber diet is your insurance plan, as I would say, to prevent colon cancer and a number of other bowel diseases, all right? So when you eat a plant-based diet as close to the Creator's design as possible with a wide variety of colorful, healthful foods, it's going to be high in vitamins, high in minerals, proteins, fats, good carbohydrates, definitely high in antioxidants and phytochemicals. It will lower your rate of prostate, breast, and colon cancers, and diets that are high in fruits and vegetables are going to help prevent things like cataracts, arthritis, osteoporosis. That's a big one. So many people walking around with joint problems, both rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis, adult diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, the beginning stages of heart disease. This is the typical American today that's fat or obese. There is a plethora of diseases and pathologies that are happening in one person as a result of eating a diet contrary to what God gave you in Genesis chapter 1, verse 29. So, remember Daniel said, give me the plant-based nutrition and the water, and in 10 days look at my face. Yes, when you eat this way, you're going to have healthier skin, better circulation to the face. I mean, how many men, are losing their hair? I go to the barber and this lady cuts my hair and she says, how old are you? I said, well, I'll be 64. She says, Man, you got a full head of hair, Danny. You know how many men that come in here that are losing their head, receding hairlines, they're balding? What are you doing differently? I believe it's a good diet without the fat and the cholesterol, the saturated animal fats, and exercise. See, if I want a healthier body part, I want to increase circulation to that body part. So with the exercise, I'm going to get increased energy. With a plant-based diet, I'm going to get increased energy. And what's the big deal? Oh, I think of John 10:10, that he came to give us life and life more abundantly. See, I want a healthy, long life, and I want eternal life. I think of 3 John 2. I wish above all things that thou may prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospers. So on one hand, physical health, and soul prospering would be eternal health. God wants us to be healthy and healthy for eternity. Now, I'll give you a little statement that maybe you've never heard before, but I think it's really cool. You know what it is? Heaven is all health. Heaven is all health. So in closing, I want to suggest, I want to offer to you, I'm going to challenge you right now to follow God's health program. And let's just do it for a 10-day program like Daniel did there in Daniel chapter 1. Just a 10-day program to prove that God's health program is superior than any other health program out there. See, there's no diet controversy as far as I'm concerned when you follow the Lord's health program. So you will always want to do this. First, keep it simple. Let's think simplicity, let's think change, and let's think responsibility, okay? Simplicity, a simple program, a plant-based program, lots of water, fresh air, practicing those 8 laws of health, good nutrition, good exercise, water, sunshine, temperance, self-control, fresh air, rest, trust in divine power. We got to make a change for the better. And that change is a lifestyle program where you're going to eat smart, you're going to live smart, you're going to begin to exercise and do the things that you haven't been doing. You must be responsible. In other words, I can't do it for you. So let's take a look at the 10-day commitment that I want you to begin right now after watching this video. Number 1, I want you under nutrition to start eating a whole plant-based diet for just 10 days. How about that? Do you think you can do that for 10 days? I know you can do that for 10 days. So we're not going to have the butter and the cheese and the sour cream and the Ben & Jerry's or the Haagen-Dazs. We're not going to have the cow's milk. We're not going to have the chicken, the fish, the beef, any of these foods. Just 10 days. Give it a try. If you say, I don't want to be a plant-based eater, I don't want to be a vegan, but you got the beginning of diabetes or heart disease and high cholesterol and hypertension, why not give this a shot? Rather than go on those pharmaceutical drugs for the rest of your life that have toxic side effects, even setting you up for liver disease. All right? Exercise. Join a gym. Walk around the block. Find a swimming pool. Pick a sport that you like. Maybe it's bicycling, but start moving. So you want to eat a whole plant-based diet and move, move, move. You got to move. You got to burn the calories. You got to get the blood flowing. Perfect health depends on perfect circulation. Thirdly, I want you to begin to drink 6 to 8 glasses of water today. 6 to 8 glasses of pure water a day, okay? It's essential that we hydrate our bodies, realizing that our brain is about 80% water, our body's like 70% water. We need to get more pure water into our diet. So you can begin the morning by drinking 32 ounces of water. If you don't have acid reflux, put some lemon juice in it. All right? So you take some nice water in the morning. If you drank a quart, you got 4 glasses already at 8 ounces each. All right? So we're going to eat a whole plant-based diet. We're going to move, move, move every day. We're going to drink 6 to 8 glasses of water for the 10-day commitment. Are you with me so far? How many out there say, I'm going to do this? Great. Smart choice. So let's move on. Next, you're going to have sunlight. Let's get plenty of sunlight. Now, if you don't have access to the sun, then I know there's a problem. Keep your vitamin D levels up, but when you see that sun come out, get out into the sunlight. Sunlight is essential for life. So many beautiful things. Lowers cholesterol, lowers blood sugar, lowers blood pressure, increases vitamin D, which will prevent osteoporosis. The sun is so healing to the human body. And then the fresh air. So what if you take a walk after you drink your water, and you go for a walk after you drink your green smoothie in the fresh air and the sunshine? You got exercise, fresh air, and sunshine, 3 of them. And if you're saying prayers and talking to God, you're practicing 4 of the laws of health just on that walk. Isn't that great? Very simple. And get to bed early, because an hour of sleep before midnight is equal to 2 hours of sleep after midnight. Yes, it has to do with the circadian rhythms of the body. But I like going to bed before several hours before midnight, and I like early morning. It's refreshing, right? To get up in the morning and you hear the birds singing. They're waking up with you, right? Or you're waking up with them. But let's bring in the good sleep, because during the sleep, the body rebuilds and it regenerates. And then we have to practice self-control. It's called abstemiousness or temperance. Practice self-control. I know it's not always easy. You know, especially in the holidays, you see all this food and you want to eat it. But what I would say to you, you know, when I'm tempted to eat things that I shouldn't, you know, I walk away. I'm pretty disciplined because I used to be a bodybuilder, but I pray to God. Submit yourselves, therefore, to God. Resist, and he will strengthen you, okay? Draw nigh to God, and he'll draw nigh to you. So if you need help, pray for his divine aid. Pray for his grace. See, temperance is a big issue. It was the fall of Babylon. It was the fall of Sodom and Gomorrah. It was the fall of the antediluvian world. It'll be a fall of many people in the future because they never gain self-control. And the greatest hold that the devil has on you is appetite. And guess what? He seeks to stimulate it in every possible way. And lastly, you got to trust in divine power. If you don't have a good spiritual life, you're going to have problems. See, I need to feed myself with good food spiritually, and the best to me is the Bible, the Word of God. So as I eat of his Word, okay, and I eat of the good things that he made. Can you imagine that combination? To have healthy, nutritious foods of the earth that God gave us, and then you have access to his word, the living water, as it were, that springs up and will give you eternal life. Isn't that a powerful thought? So in closing, I want you to remember this. I love you. You know, I'm here to motivate you. I really pray that this video will touch your life in a very special way and the lives of other people around you. Share it with them, because it's a great place to start, because people don't know where to begin. Begin with this 10-day commitment. Follow God's health plan. Choose wisely the food that goes on your table. Try to exercise every day. I guarantee you will gain more energy if you will begin to exercise every day. Drink that pure water. And I don't mean with chlorine and fluoride. Invest in some healthier waters or pure waters, or buy some machinery that will help you purify your water. But you got to flush the system. I know so many people would avoid kidney problems and urinary problems and even prostate problems if they would drink more water in a day. And I love the sunshine, the abstemiousness, the temperance. I know that's a hard thing for many people, but I believe as you choose to eat smart, as you choose what food will go on your table, if you begin to shop wisely after watching this video, maybe going with a good, healthy cookbook, you know, buying ingredients for those bean dishes, you know, and those legume dishes over there, and how you can make a potato dish and start serving those healthier breakfasts. I know that would combine with exercise and the rest of those laws of health, you will begin to feel better than ever. That's the promise. That's the promise that God has said to us. If we will obey him, that he will take away from us all sickness and put none of the evil diseases of Egypt upon us. Isn't that a powerful promise? So how about you today? You want to make that commitment to God? You want to step out in faith and follow a 10-day program and put it to the test. Really see if it's going to do what we say it's going to do. I know it will because I've been doing this for 30 years and I've seen the results, not just in my own life, but thousands of other people around me. I've seen the changes in their lives. So make that commitment. You can do it. You're worth it. Yes, you're worth it. No more fat, no more added weight, no more bulge. You get busy today, you follow this program, and contact us here at Modern Manna Ministries. Go to the website, give us a phone call if you need encouragement, you'd like a prayer, you'd like more information. Go to YouTube, the Danny Vieira channel. There's 180 plus videos and now this one. And we have a newsletter also on our website called The Elijah Prophecy. Subscribe to that as well. I have a Danny Vieira's Health page on Facebook. If you do Facebook, join me there. I'm always posting health information, motivational bits of information and statistics that are going to help steer you in the right direction. So we have a lot of social media out there that will benefit you in your new journey as well. So God bless you. I hope you enjoyed today's program and keep thinking health. Bye-bye.